Hey everyone, I don't know about you, but since the whole lockdown thing that happened in March, I changed pretty much overnight, not only my spending habits, but also the things that I was wearing. So for example, trousers for a start. I don't think I've worn a proper pair of trousers in a long time. I'm wearing David's Adidas ones at the moment. But here's the thing, I'm gonna share with you the things that I haven't actually used at all, that were really very used by me before, and now I haven't actually touched a lot of them in months. Then I'm going to show you the things that instead I've moved to, which I wasn't really using before. And I've actually got weird stuff in this. I've got a Breville toaster, which I've definitely been using more than anything else. The first thing is honestly my car. I think I've probably driven that not even 10 times since March. Probably, I can actually remember the times that I've driven it and it hasn't been much. Has anyone found the same thing? I've actually got to keep starting my car because it's been on the drive for so long that I'm worried about it not starting. But yeah, my car has been one thing, and I've been walking to a lot of places or just not going out in general, and I do miss driving. The second thing that I haven't been using at all. Now this is the weirdest thing. The Lady Dior, before lockdown, I was using this constantly. So much so in this size, this is the medium. So much so that I kind of almost thought, why are you buying any other bags seeing as these are the ones that you always use? The reason for it is you can fit a bottle of water in this, plus I can get a lot in it. It fits a lot of stuff. So it's kind of practical, but it's a nice size. For me, I quite like the look of it. The day before lockdown, I went into Harrods actually, and I used this. I used the matte black version, and I tell you what, the day of lockdown, which I think was the 23rd of March, which will be on my brain forever, I found as the weeks and months went on, I wasn't actually using it. I was using other stuff, which I'm going to come on to instead. So this I was using a lot before, because before lockdown you had your freedoms to do what you wanted, and I used to carry a fair amount about with me. Now, because when I go out it's not really very far half the time, I don't need the stuff. The other thing that I haven't been wearing is heels. I was living in heels before lockdown. I think literally the only time I've worn heels in the last few months is in videos. And indeed, in the last few months, videos are where I'm trying to actually wear my clothes, because most of the time I'm wearing just a lot more relaxed stuff. The other things have been formal work clothes. Before the whole lockdown thing, I used to, I kind of realised this. Did I realise it before? Maybe I didn't. So for my job, because I work from home and it can be quite lonely, I was planning in so many meetings before all of this happened. And I would try and put most of the meetings in on the same day so that I'm not kind of all week not in and can't actually do the work. But a lot of my time out was, aside social kind of in the evening, a lot of it was going out to meetings, and then maybe on the way back to the car, going and having a look around the shops and things like that. So actually, whenever I went out, it was to get lots of things done in the day, and those days where I went out were normally pretty stressful actually, because I crammed so much in. As soon as those meetings cancelled, because no one can do that anymore really, my reason to go out has just diminished to not a lot, and I miss those busy days of doing things. But the next thing that I haven't used more than I think once since lockdown is this bag. Do you remember I told you there was that day before the lockdown happened where I was actually using the Lady Dior? So I got into Harrods that day. There was a very weird atmosphere in there. I couldn't put my finger on it. I mean, obviously COVID was going on, but there was just not even an atmosphere in Harrods. There was just like an atmosphere in the air kind of thing. And it was a very strange day, and I went there with David, and I wanted to go and look at this. This is a Bulgari bag. Went and looked at it, really liked it. You get a lot of bag for your money. I'm actually going to review this in a couple of weeks' time. but I haven't used it, except for a couple of times I've used it and I've had it on my desk in the day when I work, because I think I've told you that for my job, I pretty much always need my card to hand because I'm paying for stuff like hosting or domains or things like that. So it's not abnormal for me to have card holders, wallets, or even a bag on my desk. That's what I was trying to do with this because it was new and then lockdown happened and didn't get to use it. Haven't used it since because it's quite a dressy bag, and if I were going out I would use it, but because when I am going out it's kind of to get groceries or to do something really quite boring, I'm not getting the option to. And I think as well it comes down to the clothes that I'm wearing, because I'm dressed down a lot more these days. To wear something like this, it's just a bit, see, I think it goes with this jacket, but I haven't even worn this jacket out for a while. Moving on to the things that I'm using a lot of. Before doing this video, I looked around and I was kind of, on a daily basis, what are the things that I go for most days? Skincare, since not really going out of the house, skincare has really been something that I do a lot more. So I was already into skincare before anyway, but now because I have days where I don't go anywhere, a lot of the time I don't bother putting on any makeup. And on those days I do these things called all-day facials. Well, I've just called them that. And the things that have really worked for me, and I feel like this technique has really firmed up my skin, but I think it's firmed it up through putting more hydration into it. So if you are someone who has got enlarged pores, dehydrated or dry skin, I've got dehydrated skin, and you just want you know when your skin looks more hydrated, it looks younger almost. This technique really works, and I do this morning and evening. If I'm going out in the day and I am going to wear makeup, I actually wear this under my makeup. If you have more oily skin, this might not work for you, but it might work as an overnight treatment. So first up, lips. I'm using this. There's not much left of it. This is my second one through lockdown. This is the Lip Maximizer by Dior. You can actually get them in colours. This, although it looks pink, it's not really pink. It's kind of transparent. And this I'm finding is the best lip balm. You know when you put on some lip balms and before you know it, they've kind of dried, and they've actually dried your lips out even more than they were already? That is just brilliant. And I actually carry that around in my pocket all day. That's where it was, in my pocket. Then here are the items that I'm using for this all-day facial thing. This I've been using since last summer. This is actually an overnight face mask, but I use it day and night. And then I mix it with this. These two products are from Etsy. I've been talking about these since 2016. I've been using this eye cream since 2016, and it's the only one that I found that actually does anything. If you have got those tiny fine lines under your eyes, or any crepiness or anything like that, give this a go. So this is kind of, it goes on like a serum-y oil, absorbs in really quickly, and it doesn't dry down matte. It does stay quite dewy, but when I don't use it, those tiny fine lines that you get when you smile and things like that, they come back and I can really see them. So this is really good. I actually had one of you try this and you said to me, what's in it? Because it's like Botox in a bottle. It's that good. So that's for eyes. And then what I do with these two is I mix them together. This is from the same company. This is a green caviar serum. When I use this on its own, it's good, but I find when I mix this in, I definitely notice an extra tightening effect, particularly kind of on this area. For bags, the first is this. This is my hand sanitizer on here. It's like a rabbit and it's got the sanitizer on the back of it. I've been using this. So the reason for using this more is that obviously this time isn't particularly fun, and I'm trying to find fun where I can, and I'm trying to just enjoy the things that I have where I can as well. And this I'm making a point of using when I go and get food. I'm not talking about a whole big shop, because obviously you can't fit it in the bag, but if I'm just gonna run to the shop to get milk or coffee, or you know, just small bits, I'm taking this with me so that I can kind of get the most out of it. And I actually got for it, if you're going to get one of these, I recommend this. Here are some bags I'm going to talk to you about. I got one of these for it. You know these divider things? What is even in here? Rubbish, chewing gums, face mask. I think that having one of those dividers really makes it an easier bag to use, because otherwise everything just rolls around on the inside. And then, before I move on to really random things, including that cheese toasty thing, which is probably the winner out of all of this, 3 bags that are the only bags I've really been reaching for the whole time. All of them actually, weirdly, they're all black, and I think it's just because it goes with most outfits. This is from Chanel. This looks really crumpled now because there's nothing in it, but I think when I think about the bags that I've been wearing them because they've got a crossbody strap and they're small. So when I am going out, it's not for hours at a time, and I don't need to take loads of stuff with me, and I don't need to take a water, that kind of thing. I just need wallet, keys, lip balm, that kind of thing. So if I show you this is actually a seasonal bag from last year. I've had the chance to wear this a lot more, and because the Lady Dior was dominating usage last year, it's nice to be able to move on to something else that I was, as I say, I was using it less, because I get ready to go out somewhere and I think, oh, I really want to use this kind of bag, and then I'm thinking, yeah, but you know, if I'm vlogging, I've got the camera to take and water and all of that, so that's been nice. Final 2. One is this mini Lady Dior. Again, I think it's because it fits what I need right now, and it's got the crossbody strap. I actually really like this bag. I had one of you asking me why I don't have one of the size small. I kind of only have the mini and then the medium. I don't really know. I think when I go and look at these, I don't really feel that the small is one that is different enough for me to go for. You know when you just like what you like? I'm gonna do this up because this actually looks a mess. This has seen a lot of wear. But the toggle, I've learned, is actually quite annoying. This, have a look at this. This is the, you know, I got the bucket bag. This is it. I got it a couple of months ago. It's Chanel. It's, I think it's from the last collection, or it might be a classic thing long term now, I'm not particularly sure. Tell you why I'm using this is because when I'm actually wearing it out, I'm not doing it up, I'm just leaving it open, and I feel like it's quite secure because I just have it on the front there, so I can get in and out of it, and I'm not having to do it up, undo it. I mean, done up it does look nicer. Yeah, I just feel like it's easier. It's so weird, it's so weird. I've got bags that have had so much wear before all of this, and I've now put them in the cupboard and I'm not using them at all. And then I've got bags that I wanted to use a lot before this, but I never did, because if I was going out, as I say, I'd take a whole bunch of stuff with me. And now I'm being able to enjoy the smaller things. Quite like this. Now for these 2 final items. One of them you've seen before, but I felt that I couldn't not mention them. The first is my egg poaching pan. I bought this last year. It's one of the best things I own. So the way it works, for anyone who's not familiar, I really like poached eggs, and I find them really annoying to do. And you know how some people can make them by just putting hot water and then stirring them in and they come out perfectly? I can't. They go disgusting. They all break up and it's gross. And I end up wasting eggs. So I bought this. And you can do up to 4 poached eggs at a time. I would say if you're going to try it that you use some like oil or something on the cups before you use them. Otherwise the egg gets stuck. But it's brilliant. You put the lid on the pan after and it cooks them perfectly. The other thing, it's another food item. I bought this, and I didn't tell David. So I bought it about 3 weeks ago, and I said to him, something in the post is turning up and it's going to be the most amazing thing we've ever bought. He was like, what is it, what is it? And when it turned up and I showed him, he was just like, we're going to turn into cheese toasties, because this thing, it does more than a cheese toastie. So it does the most amazing cheese sandwich. I quite like putting cheese and ham in it with a chopped up chili. But it also does, you can do omelettes in it. Specifically, I really like doing Spanish omelettes. So I do 2 eggs, salt and pepper, and then I chop loads of vegetables into it. So chili, peppers, kale, and then you pour it into this device and it cooks you the best, fluffiest omelette you've ever had in your life, and it's in a nice shape. You can also make pancakes in it. And cake, who knew? It actually comes with a recipe book. It's brilliant. Are there any things that you weren't really doing before that you're wearing more now? Loungewear clothes, tracksuit bottoms, anything like that? I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.